Hey, what's up, guys? It's Luke, and you're watching Luke the Gathering. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I just got back from another draft, Friday Night Magic at Davis Cards and Games in Davis, California. UC Davis. That's where I was at. I drafted, and I actually ended up getting into red-green, which was something I've really enjoyed playing on Arena. Really successful matches in red-green and also green-white. So I was trying to get either red-green or green-white. And green was really open. White wasn't so much, but one of the early cards I drafted was by invitation only. It's like a Wrath of God effect. Some of the other ones that I like are like Twin Blade Geist. Nurturing Presence, pretty good. Drog Skull Infantry, I like a lot. Kindly Ancestors, really cool. I wish I could have played with them a little bit. But I didn't have them, so totally fine. Let's take a look at the deck that I did end up building. And I'm going to start off with some of the cards I thought were underperformers. First of all, Alluring Suitor. This is a guy where when you attack with him and someone else, he gets to transform immediately, actually. And it's a 2/3, decent stats, and it turns into just a 3/3 with trample. But he also gets to add like 2 red mana. I don't know. He just didn't do a whole lot in the games that I played with him. Maybe he would have been better if in some of the other matchups that I played, and I'll talk about the matchups later. But not the best. Second of all was Child of the Pack. I think this underperformed mostly because I didn't get Child of the Pack out very often. For whatever reason, I just didn't draw this card in games. I only drew it, I think, once, and it didn't get played. So, unfortunately, it didn't come out. But it'd be nice to have this out because it gives everybody +1/+0. It's 5/5. It's pretty savage. You can also make green wolf tokens, which you saw at the beginning. I got a wolf token as one of the tokens in the packs, but I wish I could have played this one more. It didn't happen, so a little bit underperformed for me this night. Some of the good removal. Flame Blessed Bolt was really good, actually. It's an exiling card, so there's that one dumb skeleton that's a 1/1 that can keep coming back. I hate that guy so much, and this just deals with that guy really well. Just makes him go away. A Braid always was good. Destroyed an artifact this time around as well, which was, I thought, really strong. So I used it to do that. Really cool. Reckless Impulse was nice, actually. Really nice card. I mean, you get to exile the top 2. It's like you get more card selection, cards drawn. The effects last until the next turn, and it feels great when you don't play a land and you play this and you get a land and you can play it. And it just, I think it speeds you up really, really nicely. This is a card I should have just put on the sideboard. But I don't know, I looked into the sideboard, I didn't see a whole lot of stuff to replace it with. Crushing Canopy. This is mostly the thing that you use to destroy creatures with flying. That's what I think about this card when I see it. But actually, I used it to destroy enchantments because, a lot of the white cards come back as aura enchantments. And so this was actually able to take away, like, double striking 6/6 for me, turning it back into just a regular 6/6, which was thank goodness, because that actually I would have lost the game to that for sure. Into the Night, I just watched a video saying this card wasn't very good. And it's true, it wasn't that great. I wanted to try it. This is a Werewolves deck, obviously, and so this was decent for me. I liked filtering some of the cards out of my deck, which this card can do. Making it night is actually really good. I had like 5 Werewolves out. I want it to be night. 100% want it to be night. So, I don't know. I guess maybe I just came up with a specific circumstance where it was necessary. Sure Strike, really nice little combat trick, getting 3/0 and first strike. Yeah, very solid. I mean, this wins you battles, makes your guy don't die, makes the other guy die. Lightning Wolf was okay too. He's kind of one of my okay creatures. Not the best, really. But giving him first strike made it so that no one wanted to block him, which I thought was good. Lampholt Raconteur, maybe better in a blue-red deck, but still a great werewolf. because you still have, spells like Sure Strike and things like that where When you play that, it'll deal a damage to the opponent, just like that one Kessig Flame Breather or whatever. But this one actually turns into a 4/4 and deals 2 damage. So, actually, no, this is a really great card in the deck. I take it back. This is just a great card. I'd always like to have this in a werewolf deck. Fearful Villager, I also like. Turns into a 4/3 at night. Has Menace. Menace is really great. I mean, it just makes it tough for the opponents. That's the same thing with the Falcon Wrath Celebrants. Having a 4/4, creating blood tokens with Menace is just so good. You know, even if it's a werewolf deck, I feel like these Celebrants can come in any red deck and just be totally fine. Spore Crawler, nice stats, 3/2. You know, can defeat things that have 3 toughness, which in this format, there's quite a few 3 toughness things. And I love that when it dies, it just replaces itself, draws a card. Snarling Wolf is my favorite starter. I love starting with Snarling Wolf. You know, it's just a 1/1, but on turn 2, you can pump it and have it attack for 3 damage. 3 damage is not anything to scoff at, and for some slower decks, you can get like 6 damage with this guy, and it's already like a tremendous advantage, you know, really nice head start for you. I really like Snarling Wolf, and it works synergistically with some of the other cards in this deck. Hookhand Mariner, again, really great. 3 and a green for a 4/4. And if you flip it, it's a 6/4 and can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. That's a pretty nice little stat line. I love this guy. Whenever I can draft him, I think he's definitely one of the MVPs. Hungry Ridge Wolf is also good. Great to have with the Snarling Wolf too, because this guy ends up being a 3/2 with Trample, along with this guy who can be a 3/3. This pair can be a really awesome beginning to start a game. Really, if you have these two in your hand, it does great. I was super lucky. Howling Moon was there, and it gives a wolf or werewolf +2/+2 at the beginning of combat as an enchantment, and it keeps it. It helps keep it night, because if an opponent casts, the second spell each turn, you turn it back to day, but then this gives you a green wolf creature token. So that's really cool. It kind of discouraged people from trying to turn it back into day, because they didn't want to give me a 2/2 token. Really glad to draft this one. And actually, the cool thing is, at that point, I knew no one was in green, really, except for me. So I actually passed this card. I just let it go, because I knew it was going to come back around, and it did. I was so happy it came back around, and I picked it up. The Flourishing Hunter is really cool as well. When it dies, or sorry, not when it dies, when ETBs enters the battlefield, you gain life equal to its toughness, not its toughness, another creature's toughness. Usually it was like 4, because I had a lot of strong werewolves. And it's a 6/6 coming in. That's pretty strong, and it's a wolf, so it synergizes with all the wolf stuff. Oakshade Stalker, love this one. You can cast it for 2 more with haste, or flash, I'm sorry. That works out really nice. And it comes in sometimes as a 6/3 if it's night. 6/3 is a scary creature to be out there. All right, we also have the Rune-Bound Wolf. This card actually won me a game by having like 5-6 wolves out at a time, and just using 4 mana, tapping it to deal just direct damage to the other guy. Really nice. Nothing the guy could do about it at all. I was just damaging, and ended up winning the game. So, Rune-Bound Wolf was an all-star today, and only 2 mana too. Scary card. This guy, Weaver of Blossoms, was incredible. So I had 2 of these, but it's a 2/3, and you can add mana of any color. However, when it turns around, this is the other side of it. Becomes the Blossom-Clad Werewolf, and you can add 2 mana of any one color. So I actually had 2 of these guys, so they both were on this side. I was able to tap for 7 to get the Brambleworm out. My opponent did not like to see that. But yeah, it was like I tapped 2 of those guys for 4 mana, and then after that, I only needed 3 more mana, and I had that. So I was able to get Brambleworm out, gain 5 life. Game was great. He had to block this guy with like 3 cards in order to kill it, and basically won me the game. Biggest bomb, I guess, besides the Howling Moon, not a huge bomb, but Volatile Arsonist is amazing. Menace and Haste, 4/4. When he attacks, you do 1 damage to up to 1 target creature, wow, 1 player, wow, and a planeswalker. And if you flip it, it does 2 damage. And this is a mythic rare, so this was great. The first time it came out was awesome, but, you know, only got out another time, and then he was ready for it with a counter spell because they knew it was in the deck, and they were just saving the counter spell for this card. And so that was a close one, but the guy was a really good player, and things kind of went his way. I kind of steamrolled the guy the first game, and then he learned, and I knew what was coming, so was able to come back. Second game, so that was close. I almost had it. I won the first game, barely lost the second game. I got him down to 1, couldn't finish the job, and the third game was also equally close. What was it? Then the second game, I just got rolled over by a blue-white control deck. Just everything I had was controlled. Everything they had was in the air with lifelink. The Heron of Hope, and they had a Bomby Mythic, I think, rare in the sky. that was not good for me. And then the last game I won, so I only went 1-3, but I felt like this deck was better than 1-3. I think it should have gone 2-3, to be completely honest with you. So I'm not sad about it. This deck did really well, and I was happy to draft it. I thought drafted pretty well, did the best that I could, had a lot of fun, and for that I ended up getting just one little pack. One little pack right here as a prize, because you know they give up packs as prizes for every win you get. And let's see what we get. The Spoils of War. Let's see, Griff Rider. Okay. This would have sucked. I would have hated that, to face that Reckless Impulse. Good card for me. Fear of Death, not that great. Bramble Armor, no good. Diagraph Scavenger, good card. I wouldn't have used it. Sheltering Boughs, I wouldn't have used it. Syncopate. This was in the control deck I faced. Really knocked me off my game. Pyre Spawn, not for mine. Weaver of Blossoms, one of the all-stars for me today. Ancient Lumberknot, wasn't playing black-green. Dawnheart Geist, not really. Twin Blade Geist, actually, you saw me, I drafted one of these, but didn't play that color. And then Path of Peril. So this is a board wipe. Cleave for 4 white and black. You can destroy all creatures, but you have to be playing white-black to do that. If you're just playing it as a black card, it only kills with mana value 2 or less, so I don't know if that's very good or not. Probably not. Plains, and we got a rare Demonic Bargain. Not a very good card. Exile the top 13 cards of your library, then search your library for a card. Not the best. Not a great bargain, I think. 13 cards is a lot of cards. So, well, at least I got 2 rares in the pack. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. I also got some, I don't think I brought them in here, did I? I don't think I did, but they gave us some really cool promos as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.